Oh, it's cold. Morning, guys. Oh, it's really, really cold this morning. Really cold. Oh, it says only 12 centigrade. I thought it was colder than that. Maybe because I just come out of bed. And, yeah, I've got this woolly hat because it's cold. But now I can take this off. Yeah, I still have this beard because I have to buy that shaver, that kind of buzz cutter. That's the same one that my dad used to have. Or I bought it for my dad, sorry. So I'm going to get that from Amazon. The one that I bought isn't available. Unless I go to the Tesco's, but that's quite far. It's going to use up a bit of fuel. Yeah, my last video about, well, by the time you see this one, the video that I did some time ago about spending a weekend with a subscriber, someone wasn't too pleased because a person looked at the video and looked at the comments and about you should ditch your wife or leave your wife or saying bad things about or negative things about the wife, and she didn't like it. She scolded me, gave me some words, and I said, well, why do you watch it? It's entertainment anyway. But at one point I said, well, it's the truth, and that's what hurts. It's the truth. If I said, oh, it's just a lie, YouTube is, just for entertainment, it doesn't matter. She'd laugh it off or say, oh, okay, yeah, well. But because it's the truth, she doesn't like it. And I said, okay, I didn't mention your name, and I just said something that I feel. She said, it's not true. You do what you want. Yeah, it's because you can't physically restrain me. That's why. That's why I do what I want, because you can't stop me physically or even financially, or you can try your emotional warfare, as a lot of women do. And that's what men are rubbish at. We're terrible at this emotional stuff, like nagging. Well, actually, I do nag, as you guys have no doubt been aware of. My whining, whinging, moaning. There was a subscriber, a nice guy. Oh, and actually, he donated to me. You know who you are. Naughty. He goes something like, I might be wrong, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but he's getting a bit annoyed, or he's getting a bit boring, or something similar. That kind of vibe. When you talk about health and stuff. Oh yeah, he says like, I'm a hypochondriac. Then he goes on, he says about, there are other people with real debilitating diseases. Now, okay, I gave him a polite answer, and this is also a polite answer, so I'm not gonna. So the guy said, look, I'm not a troll, and I've donated to you. I bought you 5 coffees, which I'm very grateful for. So because this person has cared enough for me and sent me like the donations, but there's a part of me that he doesn't understand, and that's cool. That's okay. That's what makes the world. We're all different people, right? And that's the thing with mental health. It's so difficult to understand. We cannot blame people who don't understand us. We can't, because if I didn't have mental health problems, I would think, look at that bloke. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs. Look, he talks like us. He's not a bloody alien. And he says he has problems. Why is he complaining? Because, how can I put it? When a disease is inside here, and you think in certain ways, it's not like a normal person saying, oh, I'm depressed today. It's not the same. It seems the same, but it's an actual illness. So it's like someone saying, I've got pain in the neck because I slept bad. And another person has cervical spondylosis. There's actually an actual problem. So going back to you when you said people are suffering from real debilitating diseases. The word debilitating means the person becomes so weak, they can't function, they can't cope with ordinary things. I can tell you that I've got actual debilitating diseases which are physical, and I can show proof that I've got them. But let's forget about those. I've got cervical spondylosis, I've got scoliosis, which isn't debilitating. It does affect me if I sit down too long or stand up too much. But if I avoid certain things, it's not so bad. But some say it's the reason I've got acid reflux. So it can have a secondary effect, and that could be debilitating, if you know what I mean. But I'll just move all these, because I've got about 36 diseases, let's say. I'll move all these to the side. I've got EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or something. I can always forget that word. It's called EDS hypermobile type. So, you know, those guys that can do all these cool stuff, you know, used to call them double jointed people. The reason they have double joints is because they have a problem with collagen. They can't create collagen too much, and the joints, can you see here, look, shoulder joint is coming out of place. You have subluxations, or it's hypermobile. If you see here, look, it actually comes out, the joint actually rolls out. I have to show you without this on, but that affects other organ systems. Collagen affects other things, like I think it's the smooth muscle tissue or whatever. But let's forget about all those things, right? The mental, just focus on the hypochondriac or health anxiety. It used to be called hypochondria, but let's call it health anxiety, as if that's not debilitating. It is very debilitating, and it is a very real disease. Just because you can't go into the brain and pick it out like a tumor and say, this is it, this is health anxiety, or this is the dementia. Well, dementia you can't see, but this is depression. Wow, let's just take it out and nuke it. You can't do that. Well, so far you can't do that. So you can't isolate it, like, for example, diabetes. Oh, there's a diabetes test. If your, blood glucose is at a certain amount, then, there's a way to combat it with, if you take insulin with your diet and everything. But mental health problems are a lot more difficult. You can't just change your diet. You can't just take medication. You can change your diet, take medication. You can do all sorts of things. You would have thought, okay, exercise increases blood to the brain, oxygen and nutrients. Going to sleep at a certain time definitely affects the brain. But if you've got a mental health problem, it's difficult to do these things. These things are very difficult to do. Let me explain it this way. Your body's a ship, okay? And the hands, the arms can work. But if the captain is inside here in the brain, if he's not there, or if he's asleep, everything goes wrong. So, in theory, you can have arthritis, which is a debilitating disease. It can be a really horrible disease. But some people who have arthritis do have this, and they can still be happy. They can still function. They can take their medicine. They can think, okay, let me do this exercise, because their brain is free to think. I would have thought, okay? I mean, RA affects everything. It will affect you mentally, of course. I'm not saying that it doesn't affect you mentally. But if the primary problem is here, the captain, then you've got a problem. Because everything comes from here. You woke up this morning or this afternoon or whatever. You did your chores. You did this and that. If this doesn't work, you won't be waking up early in the morning. You won't be doing your chores or your tasks. You won't be doing your finances properly. Your life is a chaos because the captain isn't there. Now, to my friend, there's something that he doesn't understand. Mental health problems are real problems. They might not seem real because you think, well, this person's in his car and he's coping with life. That's all you see. You don't see on a day-to-day basis that I can't wake up on time. You don't see I didn't wash myself for about 6 months, only once. In 6 months, maybe twice I had a bath. You don't see that. And you think, oh, what a dirty... It's not that. It's because when you have depression, you don't care about yourself. You can't care for yourself. Your brain doesn't function. You're telling me that someone that doesn't have a bath for only twice in 6 months, it might not be a disease that you can see and that's physical. It's not like a bloke is standing there. He's only got 2 stumps as legs. He's only got stumps instead of legs and arms. And you say, oh, okay, this person had sepsis. Poor guy. That guy might be happier than I am. Although he doesn't have any arms and legs, he might get prosthetic limbs and actually be a success in his life. He can become an athlete. Because this thing you can't see. You cannot see it. It's an invisible disease. You can't see that my mind there's something wrong. all right, doctors do understand, maybe psychotherapists understand, but society doesn't get it. It doesn't get it because you can't see it. It's like a phantom disease. So most people will say, what the fuck? He looks normal. Even though I've said all this, people will still not understand. And that's fantastic, because I wouldn't want to, in order for someone to understand, they have to be in my shoes. I wouldn't want anybody to be in my shoes because I know how bad it is. So it's a blessing that you don't understand. It's nothing to do with being ignorant or anything. It's okay. Not understanding is okay. It's like, for example, what does it feel like to be black? I don't know. I'm not black. I can't ever know, can I? I can't ever know. I could try and empathize. Oh yeah, talk to black guys, but I can't know what it's like to be in that person's skin and be from Africa or from Afro-Caribbean culture or whatever. I don't know what it's like to be a Russian or a Chinese person or whatever, So it's kind of the same thing. You can't really know, so you can't really say it's not a real disease. But to the person, to an outside person, it's not a real disease because there's no part of your body is falling off. No part of your body is eating it, like cancer, and you can't see it. You don't have pain in your finger with arthritis. And you can see the deformities. You can't see it. So it's not there. So the other part of the question is, okay, the first part, is it real? Well, it is real to the person who has it. And this is the thing. People think, well, it's not as bad as arthritis or cancer. Someone can have arthritis, okay, and then change their diet, take medication, and they're healed. For the rest of their life, they don't have it. Cancer is a really horrible one, so I'm not diminishing the severity or the life-threatening potential of cancer. I know my mum passed away of cancer. My dad had cancer. So I know. Cancer is, I respect cancer, okay, as a disease. But if the person has chemo, changes their diet, within 5 years, is in remission, and within 5 years, that person is cured. Forget it, no more in their life. With mental health problem, you got it for life. So you've got two people here who had arthritis and cancer, serious diseases, potentially life-threatening diseases. They're cured. That's it. They can go on and live their lives. They can go fucking scuba diving. They can become a writer, a poet. They can pursue their dreams. Their disease is over. But this person, the people who have mental health problems, usually have them for life. And these ones are not. So you're saying that mental health problems are not debilitating. You've got them for life and they're not debilitated. That's amazing. Amazing how people can think that. But not really, because people don't understand mental health. They think mental health is just, the person is just depressed. I lost my job, I'm depressed. Or I split up with my boyfriend, I'm depressed. That's not fucking depression. Depression is a constant, ongoing problem that never stops. It might get better. You take some medication, it gets better. You stop medication, it goes up. You go down again. If you've got SAD in the summer, you feel a bit better, then it goes down again. But it's constantly there because the captain is sick. There's something inside that's not right. So I'm trying to fix myself. I sorted out like a protocol, a plan. It's called the health and healing. Well, I just call it the pillars of health and healing, but I have to call it something else. And it's just your basic thing. Like there are certain pillars of healing and health that everybody talks about. A person went on this diet and then they cured themselves. So diet is the first one. Exercise is good. So there's exercise. But then there's supplements, herbs, hormetic activity. Sleep is really good. Quality sleep is really important for every kind of disease, because that's where you restore your brain, your body. And then something I call Mind 1 and Mind 2. Mind 1 is, being positive, affirmations, reading about, listening to interviews of, the disease that you want to fix, how people heal themselves or cure themselves. Mind 2, so that would be the yang aspect and of the mind, and mind 2 would be the yin aspect. So meditation, hypnosis, qigong, tai chi, things that relax you, relaxation sessions, massage, all those kind of things. So anyway, I have this kind of protocol. So I'm moving, like if this were an arrow, I'm moving towards a direction to see if I could heal myself. There may be a point where I feel that I've healed myself and I can come off all the medication. That'll be great. That's what I'm That's what I'm heading to. Although I moan and I whine and I whinge, it's for the channel, because people like hearing that stuff. Some people don't like, it's to fill up the videos, fill up the week. But I do intend. I mean, I do like whining and whinging. It's just, bitch. Some people like that, but it's not based on anything fake. It's real. What I'm talking about is real. I do have health anxiety. I do worry about my health. I don't know where that stems from. I think maybe because when I found out that I was adopted, people started dying around me, friends of my parents, and I linked my vulnerability to mortality. It's the same thing, isn't it? Vulnerability, your mind, I don't know, your spirit, yourself, you realize your own vulnerability, your mortality. And there was a link there. Like when you find out that you're adopted like that, when I was 28, some switched on psychotherapist might say, oh, you had a crisis of identity. Yeah, I had a fucking identity crisis, all right. Because suddenly I wasn't Gerald Fury anymore. I was this other fucking name. And so I thought that everyone lied to me. My parents lied to me, my family. And the thing is, everybody knew and I didn't know. The most important person that should have known didn't know. And I felt that my life was a lie. So that's hence the crisis of identity. Who am I? That existential, that spiritual kind of question, who am I? And I had to tackle that question, maybe internally, because I'm too dumb to tackle it externally, consciously. Yeah, so afterwards I thought, okay, this is what happens consciously. I tried to bury it, but subconsciously things were going on. I don't know what was going on. And so I started to feel like I had a lump here, a lump there. And I started to have this health anxiety. But it also at the same time, then I started to take medication after a year, and then the rest is history, as they say. And I have to try and come off. I know when I come off the medication, I'll start feeling this, that, Yeah, but I think there's a saying as well, like hypochondriacs also get sick. The hypochondriac, or the person who has health anxiety, doesn't know when they're sick or not. So if you've got a lump there, you've got a little bit of a lump, you say, but then you think, hang on, it wasn't there last week. And so your brain will say, yeah, people do actually get cancer, And so you're fighting with your mind. You can't even trust your own mind. So you think, no, this is my mind telling me I've got this lump. And your mind says, but it is a fucking lump. Go and see the doctor. And you'll say to yourself, no, this is health anxiety. I'm not going to do it. It will go away by itself. So your mind says to you, are you fucking crazy? You should go there like as soon as you feel a lump. So another part is saying to you, no, this is health anxiety. You know how fucking debilitating that is. That is hard work. So this is how I know people do not understand. They don't know how hard, how draining mental health can be. You can have some other mental health problems like schizophrenia, and you got to hear these fucking voices. I could just imagine how debilitating, how fucking knackering that is. You forget about going to work. This is a fucking full-time job inside here. Yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on. I don't know what the title for this video is. I'll think about it afterwards. Yeah, I'm coming to you from Norfolk, and it's been raining and grey for the last 4 days, and really it's getting to me. Yesterday I felt so low. I thought maybe because I've got this carpet on my face and it's so itchy, so I put some olive oil. Somebody suggested the beard oil. I don't know what that is, but so I put some olive oil and it's a bit better. But yeah, I need to get that shaver. By the time I get the shaver, my beard's going to be out here. Maybe the kids will be playing with it. Annabella likes it. She says, I want you to grow a beard, Daddy. And I want you to grow these hairs here. And I explained to her, I can't. I've got no fucking hair up here, just here. And I said, Daddy's going to look like a doggy with 2 ears coming out like that. Is that what you want? She said, yes. Okay. So I'll speak to you guys another day. And just to explain, mental health is a real problem. People just don't understand that it's a real problem. They think it's not a real problem. It's not a real problem like one arm missing. It's not that I respect those people that don't understand, because I know what it must be like. I know what it is like. Like some guy in the past said, you haven't got any you haven't got any social phobia. Look at you. You talk to thousands of people on your phone. No, I don't fucking talk to thousands of people on my phone. Look, I'm in a fucking car. This is a car. Steering wheel. One bloke in a car. I can shout. There's no one here. Just my mobile phone. So I'm not talking to thousands of people. I'm just talking to a mobile phone on my own. I can take my clothes off, turn around and show you my ass. But that wouldn't be showing you my ass. I mean, showing myself. I mean, I could do, there's no one's going to see me, I'm saying. Oh yeah, somebody did say, to make money, why don't you open up, was it OnlyFans page? I thought, what the fuck is an OnlyFans page? And it's about subscriptions or something. And yeah, later I found out what the fuck it was. I'm not fucking putting anything up my ass. No fucking way. Yeah, there was one YouTuber, he opened up apparently an OnlyFans page, and then he was sticking things up his behind, to get money. I thought, no, this is fucking horrible. No. Yeah, now I know what the OnlyFans is. OF. Bloody hell. It's just basically prostitution. Corn. That's what it is. Corn, if you know what I mean. No. I don't think I'll be doing that. Hang on. Maybe my lady subscribers might like it. My older ladies and some of the men might like it, if you know what I mean. I ain't fucking going there. No way. But that brings me to another point. Another subscriber said, I didn't believe you before. You had you had 6 acres, a nice house, and I didn't believe you because you were living in luxury. And then he said, now I'm understanding because the bailiffs might be coming, haven't come yet. That's still an ongoing thing. So he says, okay, now I trust you, I believe you. And I said, oh, thanks, mate. And I said, you were right not to believe. So what I want to say about that, and any other people who say, not necessarily trolls, but people who say, oh, you're making it up. Making it up. The last video I made about seeing, a subscriber, I'm in trouble for. And I didn't make any money. How much did I make from that? 10 quid maybe. So I do rely on donations because YouTube pays nothing. Absolutely nothing. For a whole month, I got about 167. That's just estimated. I might get 150, 170, I don't know. And it's paid into my Barclays account. That account, every month, like the Wi-Fi and the insurance of the car. I mean, I need £300, I think, no, £200, I think, a month to take out for electricity bills and stuff. So it doesn't even cover that. But donations do. Every once in a while, you might get a person that really donates. Yeah, another person says, we don't want to hear all these sob stories. So then your doggy sob stories, so that it will make people feel sorry and donate to you. How much do you think people donate? How much do you think people can afford? They buy a coffee, that's $5. Out of that $5, buy me a coffee takes $2 or something. I'm left with $3. You have to pay tax on that. $2. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But even those $2, I appreciate it very much. And in fact, now, every month, what I'll do, or every video, at the end, I'll put the end screen, I'll put down the people who have donated to me. So, like as an acknowledgement, as a thank you. So that'll be good. Yeah, so this guy was saying, what this guy was saying about, now he actually believes me. Although you see a nice house, you don't know the situation. Well, you know the situation now, but you might not believe. And I totally agree with you. You shouldn't believe any fucking YouTuber. Even me. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. But trust me. Okay, what does that mean? What that means is YouTubers create all this fucking drama because there's only so many videos you can make. Your videos are going to dry up. Mine haven't dried up yet because I've got lots of as long as I'm full of it, believe me, I'm full of it. I've got lots of stories anyway. And yeah, what was I going to say? I just lost track there. People make up a lot of stuff. It's not true. It's not true. Like maybe 50%, 60, 70% is not true. But the stuff that you hear from me is actually true. Everything you've heard is true. Why? Because I didn't live for so many years. I didn't live the normal life going to work. So I experienced many things. Even though I wasn't working for 40 years, I was actually still alive and surviving and saw things and did things. So maybe I experienced more things, more stories than other people. I don't know. Or maybe I'm more sensitive. My imagination is more, and I can pick up things I don't know, but I've got a lot of stories to tell. Well, anyway, the one thing I can say to that subscriber is, you're absolutely right. You shouldn't have trusted me. Not because what I'm not saying isn't the truth, but because of the landscape of YouTube. This is what happens. You've got millions of YouTubers all vying for your attention. And what I can say is YouTubers is like prostitution. The thing is, some of us don't go all the way. Don't go all the way, if you know what I mean. We don't lie. I mean, with the titles, it's a kind of lie. It's a teaser. The thumbnail is, the point. That's a kind of a lie, isn't it? It's you're teasing somebody. It's a promotion, isn't it? Advertising is all fucking lie, or psychological stuff to entice you to click. That's the lie, okay? But I don't go all the way in the videos. They might be boring, but they're real. I might exaggerate some things, like, but they're real. Unfortunately, they're real. Because one guy said, either this guy's pathetic or a genius. And so I said, genius would imply maybe, genius as in I'm making all this up and I've got a good imagination and brainstorming all these stories. Well, that's not me. Pathetic is me. Because, well, I mean, that's the only other choice I had. So it's real. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, so another short video became a bloody 37-minute video. So, okay, guys, I'll speak to you another day with another wonderful video. Be safe. Stay calm. Now that it's darker, get one of those SAD lights or the LED, how do you call it? Those red light therapy lights are really good. I really like those, so I'm going to start using them every day. Be kind to others around you, even if you're a troll. Don't be so bad to people. Just remember that it does affect, the mental health of other people, and in turn your own, because there's such thing called karma. So if you want to be selfish, don't hurt other people, and it doesn't come back to you. And for everybody, love yourself. That's the most important thing. Love yourself. Be happy. Love your mum and dad if they're still alive. Love your children if sometimes you want to fucking break their neck. But yeah, and thank you for watching, for spending your valuable time, this 37 minutes of your own life to watch me. So like, dislike, subscribe, and turn the notification button on if you have. So then you'll be notified of a next wonderful video. All right, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.